Oh, snap. It's your peoples right now. EstelaTheBella, Daddy Goodz.
Why does it say live?
This week, huh?
Why does it say live?
Guess again. It just said it's because that's the way we're recording. Don't worry, we're not live.
Okay. It's like,
But it is premiering right now, so shout out to that. You know what I mean?
I don't know
like
what that
right
means.
now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody. So I don't know if you noticed, but we didn't go live on Monday night. We're gonna start giving you the pod raw once again, all facts and topics, and well, I think facts. I hope facts, and
Hopefully.
the same weird and crazy opinions, sometimes biased, even, and try to be unbiased as possible. I mean, I try to be unbiased with
everybody has some kind of bias, though.
That's true. Especially you. You're very biased, and I don't know how to deal with you. No, I'm just kidding. Jokes, everybody. Hey.
Not jokes, everybody.
Yeah. So I mean, we did plan to not go live on Monday night, and you can expect episodes to start being on Tuesday, right now. And what have you going forward. We might do lives again sometime in the future, but
here and there.
Yeah, totally. But if you want those lives to come about, just make sure you press that like button if you're on YouTube. But if you're on like Apple or whatever, on Spotify, especially if you're on Apple right now, you better leave a review like ASAP, because y'all are slacking on those reviews, man. We need y'all to go
those reviews for
5-star the review on Apple Podcast, because that's what is really, really gonna push the SFC podcast to the next level. You feel me? But before we really, really get into the podcast, everybody, a word from Yoga Bling Boutique. Yeah.
If you're looking for unique and eye-catching foot jewelry, you'll fall in love with Yoga Bling Boutique. Our unique line of toe rings and anklets are gorgeous conversation pieces that make heads turn. Visit yogablingBoutique.com for exotic toe rings, anklets, and socks that caress your lovely feet like a glove. We are on Facebook as Yoga Bling Boutique FB. Also look for us on Instagram as Yoga Bling Boutique. Your feet deserve jewelry from Yoga Bling Boutique. For more information, go to yogablingBoutique.com.
And I think I'm about to go there right after this podcast and get some bling for my bod as well, because why not? Guys like to bling too, right, Stella?
Do they?
Yeah, guys like to bling.
Y'all like to wear anklets and stuff like that, or?
I mean, why not? Hey, the song "Bling Bling." Every time you come around and say they bling bling, that was by.
I do remember that song. Yeah.
So being that those were like the most ultimate alpha male rap groups of all time, and they said bling bling was cool, so why not?
Maybe we do need to bring that back.
Bring what back?
The spirit of old rap music, rap videos with the bling bling.
All I know is that
we could start with Yoga Bling.
There it is. I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody go to Yoga Bling and spend money with Yoga Bling, man, because they got those quality products.
Yeah.
100. I really love it when Cash Money Records coming back for the 9-9 comes on, because Back That Thing Up was probably the best song of all time. And if you're at a club, it don't matter what club you're at,
how old you are, what club you're at, you play that, you're guaranteed to get people on the floor throwing it back.
I really aspire to be a DJ at times like that. When I see that happen, I'm like, I want to be a DJ that throws that on at some point. Yeah. Because that is the most awesome moment at any club, any nightclub of all time. When that song comes on and you see just
that one, and I feel like Get Low does that.
Get Low? You talking about like T-Pain and Flo Rida?
No, To the Window, to the Wall, baby.
To the Window. That's not called Get Low.
Yeah, it is.
That's called To the Window.
No, it isn't. It's called Get Low.
Are we gonna have to fact check immediately?
Oh my God, let's fact check.
We're only 5 minutes in, and we're gonna fact check already. All right, everybody, we're fact checking.
Get Low by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. That's what it's called.
Get Low. Let me see. By Get Low, Lil Jon. She's right. Brum bum bum. I'm gonna read the lyrics real quick. Hold on, let's just read the lyrics right quick, everybody. I just want to I want y'all to all know the most creative lyricism of all time is about to be laid upon your ears right now. I'm gonna read these lyrics. I'm gonna try to just read them, okay? Burr dum 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 da dum 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 brr, dum dum dum. Okay, 369, stand real fine. Move it till you suck it to me one more time. To the window, to the wall.
Deep.
To SideFriend Chronicles. Sweat drop down my ball. What?
No.
Oh wait, hold on. Shorty Crunk, so fresh, so clean. Can she F that? Question been harassing me in the mind. This B is fine. I done came to the club about the 50th 11 times. Now can I play with your panty line? The club owner said I need to calm down. Security guards go to sweating me now. We got drunk, then a mother effer threatened me now. She getting crunk in the club. I mean, she work it. And then I like to see the female twerk. Oh my God. I mean, these lyrics are like top of the line. The best lyrics I've ever seen in my life.
1000%.
I mean, they were really innovative back in the early 2000s, I gotta say. I mean, man, as long as the music got people in the club and got the ladies twerking, right? I mean,
bro, that shit did though. It did. That was the whole point. Like that song, if you weren't dancing, you were when that song came on. That back that ass up. You know what I mean? Like these were songs you could not get down to. You don't even have to like it. You don't have to know what they say. You're just fucking getting low because the fucking song came on.
That's true. That's true. And I could think of a lot of songs that when it comes on, it's just like a rap. Not like exactly a dancing twerking song, but Genuine Pony. When that song comes on, it's a rap. Like
going
towards the end of the club. Bwomp, 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 bwomp. You know, everybody just like, oh, gotta go find me a girl. And the girls are like, I gotta find me a guy. And then the guys are like, guys, oh, I gotta go find me a guy. And then, you know, like all that stuff. The girls who like girls, I'm gonna go find me a girl. Yeah. So anyways, what's going on, EstelaTheBella? Yeah. So everybody, we planned on not doing a live yesterday, but me and Stella had like low-key some beef. And
we had some beef. We had some words.
We figured that we'd be transparent with everybody and let you all know that it was all because of her. And
there was trouble in paradise because
there was trouble in paradise. There's trouble in paradise.
Had an attitude.
I had an attitude? How did I have an attitude?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, I just want you to lay it on everybody. Tell everybody how I had an attitude.
Well, first of all,
without like making me sound like too much of a prick.
If you sound like a prick, that's like on you though. Like, don't tell me to lay it on them and then you feel bad because you sound like an asshole.
Filter it. Okay. All right, go ahead.
I mean, here's what it is, guys. I quit the foot cam and we talked about it. And I think that the message that Jimmy has been receiving from me because of the shit that I've been going through, and when I do go through shit, I recluse. And it's because I need to deal with my shit and because I don't want to rub off my negative energy on anybody.
Could you tell people who don't know what recluse means, what it means?
Like I just go into my little shell and I avoid people. I try, especially the people closest to me. I'm not trying to talk to you guys, even though those are the people I should talk to. I get it, but it's not helpful for me. I like to deal with my shit. I have to do it on my own. Otherwise, it's not going to work because distraction doesn't help me get over it. It just further pushes it down the road, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think when I do this, the people who are closest to me, I think they take offense to it. I think it hurts them. I think they think something's, you know, I think it's taken personally, and I understand that. But I think that the message he had been receiving was that I'm not really in it. And my heart's not in the podcast. And that's obviously not true, but that was the message he was receiving. And so when we stopped doing the foot cam and we decided, that like it was always on, we've talked about this on the podcast, that it's not going to be a forever thing. Everybody who was our audience, who's been our audience, knows that. And we knew that. We just didn't know when. We didn't put a specific expiration date on it. You know what I mean? And it was cool for a minute because we were pioneering some shit. Right. Like Jimmy had this really fucking good idea, right? It did make us very unique. But I feel like it was starting to pull in the wrong people. And I'm always been someone who wants to be taken more seriously than that. It's why I'm not just showing my ass on Instagram. Like I could probably have thousands of followers. Yeah, some of the right people too. But I think being authentic in who we are and doing what we do is really like what's going to long-term be sustainable in and keeping the right people around. You know what I mean? And so, and it was just becoming too much. I have so many fucking messages and shit, and it was just too much for me, and it wasn't helping in what I was going through, what I've been going through, right? It was just like that added that I didn't need. And so the message he got was I wasn't in it, and that I had lost interest or lost whatever, and obviously that's going to be a fucking bummer to him. Right.
Well, it seemed like it was happening in steps, though. You know what I mean? Like it started with the foot cam, which was an understandable thing to me because, I mean, that's totally your choice. Like if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. And, I'm going to respect that 100%. And, we're going to just keep on moving and we're just going to figure out ways to, still be unique. I mean, and we're us. So we're unique already in general. Right. So, that's a gimme. Because many people who came from the foot cam episodes, they scroll through the previous episodes that didn't have a foot cam and they chime into the conversations and they love those episodes too. So that tells me that, people, love us for us in general. But like, I felt like it was coming in steps. And then I think the recluse started making me feel like, wait a minute, like, is it like, did it start with the foot cam thing? And now, like that kind of made her not want to podcast, as often. And like, I don't know, it seemed like maybe you were starting to take it less serious. And then when I, gave you my topic ideas or, had any kind of like creative input type of thing that I wanted to send to you, I didn't get much back in return. Like I didn't get much reciprocation on what I was talking about. And so, yeah, man, it started making me feel like, wait, like, am I in this like damn near solo? And it's like a hard thing for you to come and show up on the podcast. Like you don't really want to, but you're doing it because you feel like you're obligated to. Like I for me, like I want whoever I'm going in on a project with to be as in it as I am. And I want to feel the excitement from that person too. Because if I don't, I'm like, wait, like what's going on here? Like, because when two energies are working towards one thing, like when both of them are amped up about it, I mean, man, great things come from that. And, I just wanted to make sure that was still there, You feel me?
Right. No, I get it. And partially because of what I was going through, yeah, I was really trying to rally myself to be there because I did make a commitment. But it had nothing to do with the podcast or you. Yeah. It had everything to do with me and the fucking shit that I was going through. And And so for the week, we decided that, we'd pre-record and get back to us and what we were doing, because sometimes doing lives are distracting and this and that and the other. And so we were actually going to record on Sunday. And I said, cool, like, let's do it, but in the evening, because I knew I had plans during the day. But then the evening came and he still hadn't heard from me, but that's because some shit happened. So, and I didn't communicate when the shit happened because I was dealing with the shit. And so that kind of triggered a heated conversation.
Yeah, somewhat.
It did.
Through text, by the way, because I knew
Via text.
Because I knew I wouldn't get a response from her if I called. And that was another thing that was
I think it's
bothering
good that we didn't talk on the phone though, because I probably would have raised my voice.
I have a deeper voice and a stronger voice, so I probably would have won that battle.
I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. I just know me. When I escalate, I fucking escalate.
Anyways,
my whole apartment complex would have heard me. You have no idea.
Oh, especially with the amount of prickism that I was having in that conversation. I made that word up right now, everybody, by the way. Prickism. So go ahead and use it if you like.
So we did. We got into quite the conversation.
Because she likes to argue. He
likes to argue too. He likes to, but here's the thing. He doesn't like to argue. He likes to be passive aggressive as fuck. And it's like, don't come for me like that. It's not going to end well for either one of us. Like, I'm going to get defensive. If you come at me in a certain way, I'm going to get defensive. 1000%.
What was passive aggressive about anything that I was doing?
What I didn't like was that you kept telling me how I felt about the pod.
Mm-hmm.
And not only were you wrong, but you were just trying to be a fucking dick and like ram it to my head like that. You know what I mean? Like that was what you were receiving, which wasn't the fucking truth. Like, and it's like, I felt like, fuck, dude, like, can I not be a human being and go through some shit without someone giving me shit about it? It's like, I'm not just getting it from you. I'm getting it from family. I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting it from all these people who are taking it fucking personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I have to fucking keep a smiley face 24/7 for just to make everybody around me feel good when I'm not feeling all right. Like, it just felt like bullshit to me.
See, here's my thing. Like when friends and family, they go through something and they're having a rough time with whatever it is going on in their life, whatever's causing the rough time, and depression or whatever in their life. And I like to give them time, and I think everybody kind of helps in their own way, and they give advice in their own way, or they're there for the people that are going through these things in their own way. And I think that, initially I would have never, came at you the way that I did about wondering if you were in the pod or not, and like questioning you in that kind of way when you first started going through those things. But it's been like a solid 2 months now that you've been going through these things. And so, when it comes to you going through those things, and then we come to the podcast, after a while, it's going to start bothering me that you're still going through these things for so long. And, I admit that that's selfish on my part, that, that I feel like there's like a time limit for somebody to go through things. So I admit fault in that. And I think that was the moment that I was having that night, that I let my frustration get the best of me. And I'm getting phone calls and like barking dogs going on right now in the middle of a serious conversation. Like, I think that I let my frustration get the best of me, because I felt like, okay, like enough is enough. Like if I'm feeling this way, it's starting to feel like it's not just like a depression thing or whatever. Like, it's almost seeming like an excuse to maybe, for some reason, I don't know, like not like maybe get out of the pod or something like that. And you just don't know how to go about it. So these are going to become excuses. And I'm starting to notice that, I'm not getting the reciprocation that I thought that I would be getting on ideas of topics and just, the excitement of the pod. And I think that, like I'm somebody who sometimes can jump to conclusions. And I think that's one of my things. I'm an overthinker, and I think that I overthought the situation and I let it get the best of me. And, I started, firing off things at Estela because of the recluse that she was, going through. And I got frustrated, lost my patience. And, I was telling her things like, man, dude, like, do you want to do the pod? Like, because I'm thinking that maybe I want to take a break from the pod. I was saying things like that, even though I knew deep down that I really didn't want to take a break from the pod because I love doing the pod. It's great. And in fact, like just even talking about all this right now, it feels like a therapy session to me.
Which
yeah,
bothered me when you said that, because even when I was like deep in my shit, I never said that shit to you. You know what I mean? I was like, how could you question my dedication and yet you're over here telling me that you need to take a break? And so like and getting and having my dedication questioned when I showed up, and not only did I show up, but I mean, like, I might not do all the editing and shit that you do, but like I do a lot of other shit, so like it bothered me to be basically told that I don't do shit for the pod and I'm just like showing up and recording and that's it, and I don't give a fuck, like I was just like, that's kind of fucked up because I've put in a lot of work, like, so it was like, okay, that's kind of whack, but all right. Like, I just was like, dude, like, this is supposed to be something that's fun, that we enjoy, like, and to me, I'm like, if it starts to become a chore like that, and like a stressful thing, like, yeah, I'm not going to be as motivated to do it. But at the end of the day, like, this is both of our babies. Like, I want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give up all the fucking work we've put in. Like, that's
absolutely
not an option.
That's not an option. Of course not. Of course not. And that's like the biggest reason why any podcast never does what people would like for their podcast to do, is because they stop doing their podcast after 5 episodes or whatever. And I mean, things like this are bound to happen. Growing pains is what they call them, and we're on episode 70 right now, right?
In one year. Like, a lot of podcasts have seasons, and like, I kind of get that now, because we've been going hard for 1 year. We've at least put out 1 episode a week. This year we've put out 2 episodes a week. It's a lot of work. Like, I think that some people, like, a lot of people get burnout way sooner, and I'm not burned out. I just want to make sure that it's not going a certain way by not being true to ourselves.
Nah, I feel you on that.
So that's my biggest thing. Like, if I feel like we're doing us and we're being true to ourselves and we're not fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good. Like, I want to be here. Right. But I don't want to get it the wrong way. Like, that's just not who I am.
I feel you. And to also like kind of retouch on something you said, like keeping it fun. I think that's a big thing too. Like not getting too tied into all the numbers and
right.
Like the analytics of all of it, because that'll drive you crazy too. And I think me, I'm a very analytical person when it comes to paying attention to the numbers and the things that are bringing the numbers and everything. And I think that I could become a little obsessed with success. And I think that, that might, that's something
that's kind of what was happening.
I think so too.
And for me, I was just like, man, I care about the journey more than a status. Like, obviously, I
Right.
want it to get big, but I like believe in it so much
Mhm.
that I know we're gonna get there. It just might not be in our first year, which would be fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we're a podcast and we're not celebrities, and like
Right.
we do numbers even without the foot cam. Like, just if we thought of our YouTube views as just listens, outside of Anchor, and the numbers on Spotify and Apple, like those views, like that's a lot of listens for a podcast for two people who are nobody. You know what I mean? Like,
whoa, time out. I'm not a nobody. Chill.
What I mean
Oh,
was,
you see everybody where she gets me jacked up? Hold on, time out.
no.
I know
We're not celebrities. You know what I mean? We're not
celebrities. Don't
international. I mean, we're internationally known.
All that either,
We're internationally known. But what I mean is, a celebrity who has never. All these celebrities have podcasts now. Yeah. And they get fucking a shit ton of views because of who they are, not because of their fucking content. Like,
you know what's crazy though and funny is that all these celebrities, they're doing podcasts now because obviously, it brings in money and whatnot.
Well, and it's not enough to own the fucking Hollywood. You got to own all the platforms for little people too. Like,
right, but it doesn't. But podcast, what I've noticed is that people like us or who are really the podcasters and who people really gravitate to, because that's who I gravitate to. And I pay attention to that kind of stuff. And I notice all the celebrities wanting to do podcasts, but I also am noticing that even them, they're stopping after 5 or 6 episodes. For real, because they're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be real and myself and just keep it real and raw and uncut and just tell people my everyday life.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and like to put yourself out there like that, like it's a lot, like
totally.
Like I have probably what sucks about it is, like, I don't know if I've said this before, but like doing this podcast, I'm pretty sure I probably can't even go into the field that I went to college for, like, ever again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I fucked myself, like, professionally. Really? In that way. Yeah. But like, and so and that's the other piece. It's like, don't tell me that I don't give a fuck about this podcast when I literally just fleshed, 12 years of fucking education and like internships and shit like that, like down the toilet for this podcast,
Can I tell you something, Stella, that I haven't told you? And I feel like, why not say it on the pod?
What's that?
I felt like you listening to that Modern Wisdom podcast was like making you feel like, oh, we're not dropping enough facts on our podcast. We have to be more like that podcast.
No.
And that was fucking pissing me off because I'm like, dude,
no,
I can't just stop being myself.
No,
in any kind of way.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I like that podcast and I like hearing the facts. And I think that actually, even though like some of the shit that we're not talking to scientists and fucking experts and shit like in PhDs or anything on our podcast, but like the shit that we're bringing to the table, like people learn new things from us too.
I'm listening.
So, you know what I mean? So I've never watched another podcast and been like, oh, we need to be more like them. Like, we are us and I want to be us. I love us. But just like how you want to constantly come up with the next creative thing, is I want to come up with, more engaging content as well. It's not really about, we got to be like this podcast. No, we have to be ourselves. And that's the only way that this is going to be sustainable. But there are things
the only thing I know how to do is be myself.
But we can't also be like people get inspired and see things, you know what I mean? You kind of like, when you can't see something successful and not be like, okay, what can I take from this and apply it? How can, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be arrogant and, to not think that way, but not be them, but like, what can I take from this and learn from this that could possibly be applied to our podcast that could really help us grow, not just, as a podcast, but as
without
people.
Trying to without
not copying. Right. Exactly. So that's really.
Which, by the way, a lot of people are trying to copy us.
They are.
I'm not.
You're welcome.
I mean, you can have it now, though.
Yeah, you can have it. We all know where it came from.
Yeah. You can refer back to episodes 20 to 60, I guess.
Give us our, what is it? Our daps. Add us. Yeah. Thank us.
Yeah, give us our, it's called
flowers.
Homage. Give us our pay homage.
Just don't
pay
forget to the creators. Who paved that way for you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We paved the way for you.
Right.
We crawled so that you could walk.
That's right.
I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Anyways.
So yeah.
So everybody, that was the lowdown on the SideFriend Chronicles.
You guys are up to speed with all the tea. We've just had a tea party. This was piping hot.
But we're good.
We're good.
We both realized that the conversation was starting to get pointless, and I think we both realized that all right, we're good.
Yeah, we just had to fucking duke it out real quick and move forward.
That's all.
Like, I think next time, like, we'll just have to like meet in like Barstow or something with some fucking gloves.
Stop. I knew you were gonna say
that. Fucking go for it. Some
Anyways.
12 ounces.
And I don't hit women, so good thing she's not one.
But he'll slap the shit out of a bitch.
I don't hit women, but I'll slap the shit out of them. Yeah. I don't want to. We gotta. I'm always just trying to be PG, so I'm not even gonna say it. I feel like
all those monetized podcasts say foul shit. So I'm not.
I actually like the new. I like the new YouTube little structure they got. They let you decide now, and if they deem that you were incorrect, then they give you a little spanking, basically.
That's fine.
And then. Yeah, so I think we're doing good. But anyways, I wanted to tell you something, Estela, that actually I've been wanting to tell everybody I know about what's been going on with me lately, and I'm a little nervous to say it right now. And I'm just gonna say it because, why not? I think that my house is also haunted now. We spoke about this before.
Oh yeah, the one, the ghost who tried to get a BJ from you.
The ghost that tried to get me to blow him. I think he's been fucking with me lately. And let me tell you what happened over the course of the last 3 days. And this shit is starting to fucking creep me out a little bit. And Ghost, I know you're probably listening right now. And so I just want to say that we're all energies, right? We're all created from electricity, right? We're all vibrations and whatnot. Like that's what our body is made out of, whatever. And we all have a lot of electronics in the house now. And especially me, I got my computer, I got my podcast stuff, I got TVs and cameras, all that stuff, right? Like, and I just feel like a lot of electronic waves and vibrations and a watch and whatnot. And they say that ghosts, they're able to communicate through electricity and things like that, and they're able to be more present in those kind of circumstances.
Right.
And so this is what's really creeping me out. So the other night, me and Erica were sitting there watching a movie, watching Army of the Dead, the new movie with Dave Bautista on Netflix or whatever. In Vegas. Yeah, I didn't finish it yet, but I like watching movies that are in Vegas, because I'm in Vegas. So I'm just like, hey, that's dope. And basically a popcorn kernel hit my head, but it didn't come from the direction of Erica. It hit my head, like it dropped on my fucking head, like literally just dropped. And I thought it was like a tick, or not a tick, but like a beetle or something. And mind you, Vegas doesn't really have bugs like that. They don't survive in the desert. And I'm thinking like, damn, did a bug just drop on my head? And I'm like, what is this? It's a popcorn kernel. I'm like, babe, did you just throw this at me? Like, I'm already knowing that she didn't, because I'm looking in the direction of the movie and she's in my peripheral, right? But like, I'm thinking that's the only thing that could have fucking threw a kernel at me.
Yeah.
And nobody else is in the room. It's just us two. And a popcorn kernel hits my head, and I'm thinking like, oh, she must have like flicked it like from the side or something like. But I'm thinking, damn, but she hit my head though. She's that accurate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And I'm like, did you do that? And I'm like, kind of accusing her, like, yeah, you did it, yeah, for sure. Because I'm thinking like, there's nothing above me that it could have fell off of.
Yeah, I wasn't a ghost.
But I didn't even think about that. But
But like you're thinking it's the only other person in the room.
But things have happened like over the course of, the last year or whatever that, now that I think about it, I'm like, dang, my cameras do go off a lot, like with nothing going on. And I'm thinking like, oh, it must be like the lighting or whatever that's making, triggering them to go off or whatever. So, I never really think much of it. But since that happened, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right. But yesterday, this is what really got me thinking that there's a ghost. This bugged me.
Before or after you sent me that TikTok?
I sent that TikTok before this happened.
Oh.
I believe. Wait, when did I send that TikTok?
Well, I was at the gym, so it was like 6 something, maybe 7.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so this happened before the TikTok I sent you.
So okay, I was like, maybe he was mad because you sent me that TikTok.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
we'll talk about the TikTok.
Yeah.
What happened? So yesterday, I'm with my daughter in the kitchen, and her iPad it was took away from her the night before. Misbehaving. Took the iPad away. Like you're not getting it for a week.
Right.
It's put away, completely away. I started getting a FaceTime call from her iPad. I got 2 FaceTime calls from her iPad. And I'm like, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, she's right here. She doesn't have her iPad. And I'm thinking like, oh, Erica must have it or something. She's like calling me. So I go to answer it and it doesn't, and nothing happens. Like it doesn't connect. Nothing happens. It doesn't connect both times. And then I text Erica and I'm like, hey, why did I just get a FaceTime call from her iPad and she's right here with me? Like, what's going on here? Are you doing something? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what the heck? So I go upstairs to go look at the iPad. No record of these FaceTime calls coming to me on the iPad. But there's record on mine.
Bruh, that's tripping me out. I believe in this shit. We've talked about this. Like, this is a 1000% like.
I'm getting chills talking about this right now. And so, like, it's just really bizarre to me. And so now it's making me think like, damn, what threw that popcorn kernel at my head?
The ghost. He didn't like you telling everybody he was trying to get a BJ from you. So now he's big mad. He's like, this motherfucker. He's like, oh,
you gonna give me a BJ now.
He's like, you're gonna give me some booty.
Is basically, I think, what the ghost is saying.
He's gonna flip you like the TikTok for sure.
All right, so the TikTok, there's like this dude, and there's like footage of him getting flipped over, and his jaw start coming off, and he
ass in the air. Yeah.
Man, dude, if the ghost does me like that, I'm gonna be so hot.
You're not even talking about it either. Jimmy's gonna be like silent for like a while. You're gonna need some real therapy.
I'm gonna recluse from the world, just like Estela. I'm totally gonna recluse from the world. Shut up! Why are you laughing at me?
I like pictured it. Which is like,
pictured it? Oh, thanks. Wow, that's very.
I totally pictured it. Oh shit!
Yeah, so
everybody,
ass, guys. Keep me in your highest regard because I'm a little frightened right now. And
do you guys have sage?
I don't, but I might have to go get that
and burn it. Man, I have to do that frequently because I got one.
So yeah, man. Oh, and check this. Like, I never really thought ever since these events happened to me, like I started like thinking of all the things that make me feel like, okay, maybe that was a ghost all along. Because my dog will start barking at like the wall out of nowhere. And I'm just like, dude,
animals sense that shit.
I'm like, you're freaking tripping, dude. Like, stop barking so much. And you're barking at nothing. Like, what's wrong with you? And even my daughter has told me, like, yeah, there's a ghost in this house. Obviously, I'm like, oh, like that's just a kid being a kid.
Right.
But now I'm starting to think like,
kids
damn.
See that shit too. Kids and animals are very sensitive to that shit.
So yeah, man, I'm starting to feel like there's an actual ghost in my house, and
No, bro, they already made themselves very known. You're aware. They've made themselves. They let you know already. Have they fucked with Erica at all?
not that. Oh my. All right, this is gonna blow your mind. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. All right, so yesterday morning, I just got ultimate chills right now. I feel like they're in here listening.
Probably.
Like, yeah.
Let them know.
Oh, don't make your voice like that. That was very like Exorcist sounding.
Good. That was like my favorite movie when I was 5.
All right, so yesterday, and you can hear like in my voice, I'm like kind of like creeped out.
I know you're like afraid to say it, but say it.
All right, so yesterday, I go to the bed and I see her phone, and I'm talking like 10 seconds later, 15 seconds later, I go do my hair, and she's like, let me make the bed, and then she's like, where's my phone? This is like 15 seconds after I just saw her phone.
Yeah.
And she's like, where's my phone? I'm like, oh, I was like, it's right there. Like, you must have like flicked it off the bed, like when you're making it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on the ground for it. And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, and there's nobody else in the room with us.
Right.
And I'm like, what? That's weird. I just saw it. I'm like looking under the bed. And then I look, and it's on the stairway, on the staircase. Yeah.
Bro.
And I go to look at the cameras today, because I told my cousin about this. He was like, look at the cameras. No record of that on the camera, of the phone being right where I saw it and where she got it. No record of it.
So it's not on the stairs or on the fucking bed in the cameras?
Nope. No, there's no cameras. There's no cameras facing, the bed.
The bed.
But there's cameras facing where the phone was.
Yeah, where the stairs.
No, and the camera would go off as we go to approach the phone to get the phone, and there's no record of that, of the phone being right there. It would have gone off on the camera for sure.
Yeah,
and it's not there on the stairs where it was in the cameras at that time.
That's fucking freaky. See, I've had them follow me and like tap on shit, but I've never been fucked with like that.
I've never been.
You're getting like played with.
Yeah.
You should probably look into that, because that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally getting toyed with right now. And I think it's because of the gay joke.
All right, Ghost. I know.
Maybe your ghost is gay and he took very much offense to
Ghost.
that.
Ghost, I do not want to tick you off. I'm cool people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, that ghost is not happy with you. Not amused.
But as you can see, I'm a little freaked out.
He's shooketh right now.
I am. And like, even talking about it, I noticed myself like, oh damn, I'm really not even feeling talking about this right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I want to talk about it, but I'm just saying, like, as I'm saying it, I can hear it in my voice, and I'm like, oh, this ain't regular. This feeling that I'm feeling right now, talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little shaky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pretty bizarre. Another bizarre thing that I've seen as of recent is that if you go to your Alexa and ask her what's going to happen in California in 2025, it says California is going to experience a 9.25 earthquake along the San Andreas Fault, and it's going to cause over 1 million casualties. It literally says that on Alexa right now.
Will I be one of those casualties? I'm in Oceanside. Maybe we'll fall into the ocean.
I don't know. The San Andreas Fault line, I'm not sure.
It starts by the Salton Sea, so it's like out kind of in the desert, and it goes all the way up and through LA and shit.
Yeah, the Bay Area is
all the way up to
Yeah, the Bay Area is done for if that's the case. But I'm just like, dang, why would Alexa say that? In 2025, at this time, there's going to be a 9.25 earthquake along the San Andreas Fault line, and it's going to cause over 1 million casualties. That's freaky.
they've been saying that since I was a kid. Like, we've been hearing about this, the big one, since I was a kid. Like, and maybe even before I was a kid, like maybe when my mom was older. Because I know my mom was alive when LA had that really gnarly earthquake. She said that she has these visuals of like her baby brother literally bouncing between the hallways because of like how bad it shook. Last time I felt an earthquake here was maybe 10 years ago. It was a pretty, like, it really fucking rocked us, but we honestly don't feel most of the earthquakes that happen here. You know how like people, if you go to anywhere in the country, it has its thing, right? Like hurricanes in the South and tornadoes in the Midwest and on the East Coast, and just, shit like that, blizzards, whatever. And everybody's like, oh, fuck that for California because they're like, they have earthquakes. It's like, first of all, we don't have an earthquake season. You know what I mean? It's not like, and most of the earthquakes that happen, we don't even fucking feel, and I'd rather have an earthquake than a hurricane or a tornado, but I've been hearing about this inevitable big one since I was a kid. And I mean, honestly, the truth is, who really fucking knows? Who really knows?
Maybe the people that measure that stuff.
Yeah, maybe Apple. Apple knows because they're like designing something to shake us. Just like COVID was designed in a lab.
What?
What?
It was, though. It actually was.
Though. It really was. Fact. So, I don't know. Maybe they're going to fucking shake the hell out of us. We'll see.
They're letting people take masks off now. What do you think about that?
I think I'm going to keep my mask on. It's funny because I see these people are wild, right? Like the people who still just like deny the severity of COVID, even though a lot of people have died from it. And then they say, oh, now all of a sudden there's no flu because there's COVID. And it's like, no, you fucking idiots. There's not a lot of flu cases because masks work. Like, people have been wearing masks. So, of course, shit like the flu and stuff has been dropping. Like, I bet once we take that off, you're going to see the flu again. You're going to see the flu again. Right. You're going to see more COVID again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like crazy to me that people don't think that by not breathing other people's fucking breath, that's why you're not getting sick. Like, duh.
Yeah. I kind of like the feeling of like knowing that I'm not breathing anybody else's breath.
Me too.
So I like the mask for that, but I have been taking it off. Because, obviously I'm fully vaxxed, everybody. I'm vaxxed up trying to get my sack touched. No, I'm just playing. I got that from a TikTok. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I'm still one of the only people who wears it in the gym the whole time.
Yeah, I actually still wear it at the gym.
I'm one of the only people who does. My gym is full of people and like almost none of them are wearing masks. But I'm wearing my KN95. So
I take it off when I'm on the treadmill though.
I don't. I don't even take it off when I'm doing cardio. I literally leave that shit the fuck on unless I'm taking a drink of water.
I could get pretty far from everybody though because there's a lot of treadmills. So yeah, I'm usually like nowhere near anybody. I like go to the very end, and if anybody is near me, that's because they purposely like
went to where you are. Yeah.
Yeah, but why would somebody do that? I don't think like anybody would do that, especially like now with these times, especially now that everyone's taking off the mask. That's probably like first thought, well, let me not get too close to anybody.
Yeah. I just feel like I need to keep mine on. I'm not vaccinated and I don't know if I will be or not. I feel like we should wait. I feel like it's too soon. My daughter wants it, but I feel like as her mom, it's my job to make sure that she's healthy and safe. So I have to do more. I have to see more literature about it before I allow it to happen.
Can we talk about the unwritten rule that if you grab the check at dinner, that means you're paying?
Yeah.
Holla at me.
I think this is because I was watching a stand-up special and
Okay.
the comedian brought it up, and I was like, that's always been my dad told me that when I was a teenager, because when we'd go out to eat, I'd want to see how much it costs, and he goes, "Oh, now you have to pay for it. You touched the check." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "That's the
What?
rule. If you touch the check, you have to pay for it." And I was like, "Oh."
That
But
does like kind of like put off the I'm paying for it vibes though.
it
When you
does.
just go and reach for the check.
Unless you're with a group of friends and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, how much do I owe?" Like saying it verbally, then you all
Yeah.
get to look at the check, that makes sense. But if you're on a date,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're the man or the woman, if you grab the check, I feel like you're paying for it.
That's what it means.
I'll do the
Usually.
reach.
Like, why would you look at it and then like look at the check like,
And then
put
set
it
it back
back
down.
and then just
Yeah.
leave it there? Like that'll leave the other person thinking like, are we gonna pay?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of telling the other person like, here, you pay. Well, like what about like if you're on a date with somebody and they grab the check and then they bust out like a 20 out of their pocket, put it in there and then put it in the middle. Like, and then you're thinking like, I know that's not enough for what we just got.
I know.
Like, what would your reaction be in that kind of
I'd
scenario?
be like, okay. That's cool. Because I'll never go on a date if I don't have the money to cover the whole date. I won't go on the date just in case. Right. But I feel like if you invite me out, then I feel like you're offering just with that gesture. But then if you grab the check first, you're confirming to me that you're paying. I don't mind paying my portion. I just always want to make that clear. But there is this unwritten language, right? Like
rule.
Right. I even did a poll on this on Instagram a while back. If you invite someone, does that mean you're paying? Like, do men think that if they invite a woman out that they're paying? And most of the men who responded said, yes, if I'm inviting you out, that means I'm offering to pay. Like,
I mean, that's kind of what it means. Like, hey, what's up? Like my treat tonight. Come have dinner. Yeah, that's kind of what you're saying when you're like, hey, you want to go have dinner? Like, sure,
yeah.
okay. Like,
right.
You just because like, why would the person just assume like it's a part of your budget for the week? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So and I don't know. I don't know a lot of women who make more money than men. I don't. I know some who do, but not all. Not a lot.
There's some like Dogecoin investors that are women that probably make more money than guys.
I don't know about right now. I heard that shit really took a whole ass shit.
Oh yeah, Dogecoin is definitely making people very, very nervous right now with the money they put in.
Well, I mean, come on, it's a volatile thing. Everybody who gets into this should know that before they go and put all their fucking money into it. I don't think poor people like me should be being that brave. It's stupid.
Do you think that people are kind of tripping, like that they follow these trends in the kind of ways they do when they see something like Dogecoin going to the moon, like 50 cents, 60 cents, and it is going up and it is making people money? And do you think that they should maybe do a little more research before they throw money at
I don't think you should get financial advice from TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, that part.
I think that's a place to start, maybe. Right? But to put your fucking life savings on TikTok and Instagram, like that's stupid. That is so dumb to me. I'll never understand that ever in my life, especially if you don't really know anything about, trading and stock markets. You don't know when to pull out, how to like make it so you're not losing all your fucking money and that you are profiting off of the shit. Like that's something that comes with time and actual research and building knowledge, not just, oh, hey, somebody on TikTok or Twitter or fucking Instagram said this, let me go throw $1,000 in this shit when I only have like 1,500 in the bank. That's so stupid to me.
Right. But people do people do like to take risks sometimes because
because they saw it on
everybody
social media, which is
that
crazy.
and like the idea of making a good sum of money
Right.
entices people as well, because I mean, who wouldn't want a good sum of money just being available to them after a wild investment,
I mean,
tripling and
Bitcoin fell
quadrupling.
almost in half.
I know that's wild,
That
and I'm
is
sure a lot of people invested at
fucking
60 grand.
crazy.
That it went up to like 60, a little over 60 grand,
And
and I'm
now
pretty
it's like
sure
at 30 something.
and like the whole hype was, oh, it might go to 100,000, which it might
Right.
eventually,
It could, yeah.
but
With
like
with
that's
those
why.
things, it's volatile. You just don't
Mhm.
know.
Right. It is super volatile, and that's the thing about cryptocurrency. But I heard that the president Biden or whatever, he's planning on doing something about Bitcoin. So be careful, everybody, because the word is that they might be cracking down on making Bitcoin available to people. So, be careful in that aspect, because, Bitcoin was kind of created to decentralize banking and get away from
Mhm.
banking, actually, and banking the unbanked or what have you. So,
And they
um,
don't like when you fuck
they
with
don't,
their money,
they don't
so
like it. They don't
they're
like it,
coming
man.
for you.
Yep, they don't like it when you mess with the banks money and
Yep.
the world currency, which is the
Right.
US dollar and whatever. So yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to bring up that crypto stuff though, because I think it's important, and
It
I think
is.
that yeah,
It is. And they don't like that it became so easy for average Joe and average Jane to like
right.
build a little bit of wealth, or you know what I mean? Not build wealth, because really it's not really building wealth, but to play the game and it actually helped them out a little. You know what I
They
mean?
could build wealth
That's for
if
hedge funds and rich people, and
mhm.
you know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
I think they don't like that.
don't make the field, even.
Right. They don't like that they can't manipulate the
Mhm.
crypto the same as they do with the stock market.
Right.
Well, there's manipulation in crypto, don't get me wrong,
For sure.
but probably not as much as the stock market, because it's just so funny that the stock market will like just be doing really bad on a Friday, and then the stock market's closed on the weekend, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden it's doing great on Monday, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh really? Like, okay, of course there's manipulation when you think about scenarios like that. It's funny.
It's why, like, it makes it hard for me to be 100% invested in any kind of money electronically.
Uh-huh.
Like, I do keep a little bit of cash on hand.
Oh, okay,
I
baller.
I don't put it all. No, it's not really that much. It's just a little bit. It's tiny bit.
Big
But
baller with my
because
homies.
I don't trust, like, say somebody goes, wipes the fucking system out. All of a sudden, the numbers I had in the bank don't exist anymore. They're literally just numbers in a computer.
That's true.
I don't
And
trust it.
there's a lot of talk about the Great Reset, and like a nationwide. I don't know why when I said that I thought of the theme song "Nationwide is on your side," but
Mhm.
like a nationwide blackout, basically, of electricity, and what that could do to even the banking system, and what they have as far as like database on what everybody has in their own bank accounts, because you're right, it is all just numbers on the screen when it's in the bank.
Right.
So yeah, I
So,
mean, totally. And in the scenario of like an apocalypse, which I mean, hey, like, why would we rule that out at this point?
right.
Um, like, you're gonna have to have some kind of cash on hand,
You're
because
gonna have to something to barter with.
something to barter with. Yeah,
Cash, cat, grass, or ass.
cash, grass, or ass. That is a shirt that you should
uh,
be wearing.
Yeah. So I don't know, and that's also why I'm happy that I have the most standard vehicle of all times. Like, I don't even have automatic windows, because I feel like when the grid goes black, I'm gonna be one of the only people who is able to actually move.
Word.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Wait, say that again.
When if and when the grid goes black, like, my car is not relying on any kind of um you know
Electricity.
electricity of any
Mm,
kind, like,
Gotcha. But you're gonna
My
need
car-
gas, and I think
My
the
car
gas
is a
pumps
stick shift.
work off electricity.
Yeah, but I mean, people siphon shit.
Maybe that's why they did the whole test with the pipeline. They were collecting data to see if people would freak out, and they
People
did.
will freak out. Yeah, for sure.
So maybe people should start going and get some gas, because you never know when you're gonna need that or some cash, grass,
We're all
or
like,
ass.
yeah, cash, grass, or ass. I have plenty of the ass. Hey, it wouldn't be our podcast
she
if I
couldn't
didn't
leave y'all
say
hanging
it.
without letting and reminding y'all. Well, shoot, man. Right on, everybody. I think that does it for episode 70.
I think that was good. Yeah.
It was good. Good. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, big dog.
I
Thank you for
appreciate you.
hearing about the podcast again.
You're so stupid. I could literally fucking punch him.
Hey, everybody. I had to do what I had to do. I had to, get her back in the game. So
Shut the fuck up. I was never out of the game.
Shit.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. StelaTheBella. Everybody give StelaTheBella a round of applause. Everybody say my name. I'm sorry, that was weird.
Yeah. Nobody's saying your name.
Everybody.
Okay.